Watching right now and right here. Welcome to my second video, and this time we are reacting to some videos about this YouTuber named Baseplate. Give it up to him. I'm already subscribed. You guys should go like and subscribe to him. Let's go. Let's see. Let's start from the top.
In this town, everyone must wear special goggles at all times, or their eyes will explode. A boy named Max is bullied every day by a crazy kid named Toby. Toby never speaks, but he always tackles Max trying to rip his goggles off. One day in the cafeteria, Toby pins Max down and completely tears the goggles off. Max screams,
What will happen now?
covering his face, waiting for his eyes to pop and to die. But nothing happens. Max slowly opens his eyes and looks around, but he isn't in school. He is chained to a cold wall inside a massive alien prison. All around him, thousands of humans are chained up too, frozen with goggles glued to their faces. The goggles weren't protecting his eyes. They were a VR headset, keeping him trapped as an alien prisoner, and Toby was the only one trying to wake him up. In this town, everyone must wear special goggles at all times.
Okay. That looks. I don't think that they look like aliens, but okay. So next video we go.
In this world, everyone is born sitting inside a waiting room. When you are born, you are handed a piece of paper with a number on it. The town people
6,
believe that when your
7.
number is called over the loudspeaker, you get to walk through the golden door into paradise. A boy named Alex had the number 99. He waited his entire life, watching his friends get called one by one. Finally, when Alex was an old man, his number was called. He walked up to the golden door with tears of joy in his eyes. He pushed it open, expecting a beautiful utopia, but his heart completely stopped. There was no paradise. It was just another waiting room. In this world, everyone is born sitting in
Infinite waiting rooms, I guess. Next one we go.
a kid buys cheap X-ray glasses from an old comic
Is this the same video from last time?
store. He expects a scam, but they actually work. He can see right through walls. He finds his hidden birthday presents instantly. He looks at the ground, spots buried coins, and gets rich in an hour. Later, he brings them to a friend's sleepover. While playing video games, he puts the glasses on to mess around. He looks through the wall at his friend's sleeping parents. Normal. The dog in the kitchen? Normal. Then, he looks at his best friend sitting next to him. But through the glasses, his friend doesn't have a human skeleton. Under his skin is a hollow shell filled with hundreds of spiders, holding his
Spider-Man.
flesh up like a soup. His friend slowly turns his head and whispers, "I told you not to buy them." Kid buys cheap X-ray glasses from an old comic store. He expects a scam, but
Those were the first scary video, but not that scary. Let's move on.
in this town, nobody ever goes to sleep. Everyone tries to stay awake 24/7 because they are told that if they fall asleep, the thing will get them. A boy named Steven is so tired that he just doesn't care anymore. So he locks his bedroom door, lies
You guys, please like and subscribe, or the thing will get you.
in his bed and falls asleep. The next morning, Steven wakes up perfectly fine. The warning was a total lie. He looks out his window to tell his friends it's safe to rest, but freezes in horror. Down in the street, the thing is grabbing all the townspeople who are stumbling around, wide awake. The thing doesn't hunt sleeping people. It only likes the taste of people who haven't slept in days. In this town, nobody ever goes to...
Well, see? So you guys should not... So you guys should like and subscribe, or the same thing will happen to you. Let's go. Oh, so this one is
In this
next.
town, there is a shape-shifting mimic. It takes the form of your friends to get close and eat you. A boy named Alex is bullied relentlessly by a kid named Tommy. Tommy stalks him everywhere, constantly shoving him away from other kids and telling him to go home. One day, Alex is hanging out in his room with his best friend. Suddenly, Tommy bursts through the bedroom door holding a baseball bat. Alex screams, thinking the bully is finally going to kill him. Tommy swings the bat with all his strength, but he misses Alex and smashes the best friend's head instead. But the friend doesn't bleed. His body instantly collapses, revealing a terrifying monster. Tommy drops the bat, looking exhausted. He was never a bully. He was a mimic hunter, and he was keeping Alex isolated because his entire friend group was already dead. In this town,
Damn!
there is a giant mirror in the center of town. When you look in,
Wait. So they are moving on to the next one. This next one was just ridiculous.
there is a giant mirror in the center of town. When you look into it, it shows your future. A girl looks and sees herself as a grown-up astronaut. A boy looks and sees himself as an old grandpa. But
You guys, let me check. Oh my god, I'm gonna become a famous YouTuber. Famous YouTuber. Only if you guys help me, I'll become like Mr. Beast one day. Famous YouTuber.
when a kid named Simon steps up, he freezes in fear. The mirror shows his future self as a literal skeleton. Simon spends the next 10 years in total panic. He refuses to ride bikes, eat junk food, or even leave his house, terrified he is going to die. One day, his friends force him to go to a party to cheer him up. He puts on a cheap outfit and walks into the room. He looks in the hallway mirror and realizes the truth. The floating mirror didn't show him dead. It just showed him wearing a skeleton costume for Halloween.
Nah, bro.
Center of town.
What? So, guys, please don't let the same thing happen to me. Please let me be a famous YouTuber. Let's move on to the next one.
In this world, physical beauty decides your entire life. The gorgeous live in luxury, while the ugly are treated like trash. A boy named Timmy was at the bottom of society because he always wore a paper bag over his head. Everyone assumed he was hiding a hideous face. He was mocked daily, but he never fought back, quietly adjusting his bag and walking away. On graduation day, the school's bully cornered Timmy on stage before the entire town. "Let's look at the freak," the bully laughed, violently ripping the bag off Timmy's head. The crowd froze, but they didn't laugh. The bully's smile vanished as he dropped to his knees, weeping. Timmy wasn't ugly. His face was so beautiful the human brain couldn't process it. Within seconds, everyone staring went permanently blind. He didn't wear the bag because he was ashamed. He wore it to protect them. In this world,
So you guys, so that's why I wear a plastic bag every day because I'm so handsome. Yeah.
there is a glowing mystery box in the center of town. If you put your favorite toy inside, it gives you back something 10 times better. A kid puts in a bicycle and a dirt bike pops out. A kid...
And you guys, if I put in 100 subscribers, if it gives you 10 times better, I'll get 1,000. You guys, please make it happen.
puts in $1 and $100 shoots out. A greedy bully decides he wants to be the most powerful kid in the world. He climbs up the side of the giant box and jumps right in, yelling that he wants to become a superhero. The box shakes violently, glows bright red, and launches him high into the air. He lands in the grass with giant muscles and a cape, feeling insanely powerful, until he realizes all the other kids are suddenly as tall as skyscrapers. He didn't become a real superhero. The box turned him into a 6-inch plastic action figure, and a giant kid reaches down to pick him up. There's a glowing mystery box.
I bet Bro's gonna play with him.
In this town, birthday wishes came true. Every year, kids blew out their candles and got exactly what they asked for. A bike, a puppy, a trip to the beach. Eli wished 9 times and never got a single one. By his 10th birthday, he stopped bothering to wish at all.
Aww, what is his wish?
That summer, a new neighbor moved in next door, an old man who kept to himself. One afternoon, Eli asked him why he was the only kid in town who never got a wish. The old man asked him what he had wished for. Eli said the same thing every year, for his dad to come back. The old man was quiet for a while, then said, "The wishes only work if the thing you want is still out there." In this town, birthday wishes
Let's see
came true.
let's see
Every
the
year,
comments.
kids blew out their candles and got exactly what they asked for.
Wait. Okay, let's see. Finally, a true original story. Nah, bruh. Please make more philosophical science videos. Okay? But not me making them. Imagine he wished 9 times and his dad didn't come back because he was trapped in his coffin. Then the dad slowly died to death. That's not proper grammar because there's no food or oxygen, no water there. Okay? Please do more scary stuff. Okay, let's just move on to the next
Every
one.
single person on Earth is born wearing a white mask. No one ever takes them off because the government claims the outside air is highly toxic to bare skin. But one kid is born completely barefaced. He breathes the air just fine, but society treats him like a freak, avoiding him like the plague. One day, he gets shoved down the stairs by a group of bullies. He grabs one of their shirts to catch his fall, but accidentally rips the white mask right off the bully's face. The bully's body instantly collapses into a pile of dusty bones. Suddenly, spider-like legs burst out of the fallen mask, and it scurries away into the vents. The masks weren't protecting humans. Humans went extinct centuries ago. The masks are parasites using dead bodies as meat suits, and the kid is the last real human left. Every single person on Earth, in this world, everyone is born with a level above their head. By doing chores, going to
My level is level 1. Infinity. Yeah, infinity.
school and being a good citizen, your level goes up. The mayor promises that anyone who reaches level 100 gets to walk through the golden gates to paradise. A guy named Max grinds his whole life and finally hits level 100. The town throws him a huge party. He smiles, waves goodbye, and walks through the golden gates. But when the doors close behind him, there is no paradise. It's a giant, bloody factory. A voice over a loudspeaker says, "Congratulations, you are fully grown. Harvesting will now begin." In this world, everyone is...
Bridges did chores to do more of them.
A man got hit by a truck but woke up in a fantasy world inside a terrifying dark castle. He was surrounded by skeletons and goblins who bowed to him and called him Good Boy. Assuming he was reincarnated as the ultimate demon king, he spent months practicing his evil roar and sitting proudly in front of the spiky throne. Finally, a group of shining heroes kicked down his castle doors to defeat him. The man stood up and let out his most terrifying growl, ready for the most epic boss battle in history. But the lead hero simply pulled a tennis ball out of his bag and threw it across the room. The man instantly dropped to all fours and chased it, realizing he had reincarnated as the demon king's pet dog.
Wow!
In a world of magic, Kai was known as a level 1 loser. At the Royal Magic Academy, everyone bullied him because he couldn't even cast just a tiny fireball. But one day, the unstoppable Demon King crashed through the school roof, knocking out the strongest teachers instantly. When the monster went to attack the other students, Kai finally stepped up. He took off his heavy training weights, and his eyes glowed bright blue. He hadn't been weak. He was hiding his true level 100 power. With one epic punch, Kai smashed the Demon King right in the chest, freezing the monster solid and saving the world. The glowing ice slowly faded, revealing Kai standing in the middle of a Walmart aisle, proudly punching a frozen turkey while the manager called the cops. No magic, Kai was known as in this world, everyone is born with a glowing door on their chest. The townspeople call them soul doors, and they believe that when you finally fall in love, the door opens to share your heart. A boy named Thomas was the only one born with his door welded perfectly shut. His classmates bullied him, calling him heartless and broken. One day, Thomas was hanging out with his best friend when she finally met her soulmate. Her chest glowed, and her door slowly creaked open, but Thomas froze in pure horror. There was no glowing heart inside. Instead, a terrifying monster burst out of the door and swallowed her whole. Thomas wasn't heartless. He was the only one whose cage was properly locked. The students place their hands on the stone to reveal their elemental power. When Miles touches it, the class gets distracted. Someone next door just unlocked the legendary light element. They all rush to the window. While they aren't looking, Miles' stone glows blue for water, but then turns pitch black for the void element. It disappears before he can even react. The class turns back, sees only his weak water magic, and laughs. Duke, a ruthless fire user, bullies Miles daily for it, burning his things and mocking him.
Wait. If he is a water user and he's a fire user, shouldn't he win? Base split logic.
One day, Duke corners a small freshman, firing a massive fireball right at the kid. Miles steps directly in the way. Duke laughs, expecting him to burn, but Miles casually reaches out and catches the giant fireball. It instantly vanishes, sucked into a black void in his palm. A violent, dark shockwave erupts from Miles, sending Duke flying across the hallway. For the first time in history, the forbidden void power had awakened. Students placed in this town, everyone is born with a glowing creature resting on their shoulders. The townspeople call them guardians and believe they bring good luck. A boy named Alex was the only one born without a guardian. He was mocked his whole life and felt incredibly lonely. One day, an outsider from a distant city wandered into the town. When the stranger saw the townspeople, he froze in pure horror. Alex approached him and said, "Don't be scared. Those are just our guardians. I'm the only one who doesn't have one." The stranger looked at Alex with trembling eyes and whispered, "Those aren't guardians. Those are parasites. And you are the only one left who hasn't been consumed." In this town, everyone is born with a glowing creature resting on their shoulders.
Okay.
A boy saw a beautiful girl every day on his way to school. She always wore a bright red scarf around her neck. He was fascinated by her, but no matter how hot or cold it was, that scarf never moved. He asked her out for 10 years, and through every date, every movie, and every walk in the park, the red scarf stayed perfectly tied. He started to get obsessed, asking her why she never took it off, even just to sleep. She would always laugh and tell him the world wasn't ready to see what was underneath. Finally, on their wedding night, they sat together in their new home. He looked at her and said, "We are married now. There should be no more secrets between us." She finally untied the knot, and the scarf fell to the floor, and her head fell off with it. Boy saw
That doesn't make sense. If the head was already broken, how does it get broken again?
a woman drives home drunk. She weaves a little, but she gets home fine. She sleeps it off, wakes up ashamed of herself, and never drinks again. Nobody ever knows it happened. A man drives home drunk on that same night. The same amount, the same road. And a kid steps off a curb that he couldn't possibly have seen. He gets 15 years in prison. She gets a hangover. They made the exact same choice. And the only difference between them is where a 9-year-old kid happened to be standing. So is he 15 years worse than her? Or do we punish people for their luck and call it justice? A lonely gamer downloaded a forgotten game with 0 active players, just to try out its highly praised AI companion. The bot was incredible, listening to his real-life problems through the mic, giving him genuine advice.
I know who is he friends with. The AI robot is Verity. Verity is his personal helper friend.
And logging on to play with him every single day. For the first time, the gamer finally felt like he had a true friend. But one night, the AI stopped moving and typed a final message in the chat. "I have to shut down soon. Thank you for playing with me." Desperate to save his friend, the gamer searched online to pay for the game's server costs. But instead of a donation page, he found a recent article. The AI was never code. It was the game's solo developer who suffered from a terminal illness. Because his game was a complete failure, the dying developer secretly logged in every single day to play alongside his only active user, just so neither of them had to be alone at the very end. Lonely gamer downloaded a forgotten game with 0 active players.
That's
just to
cute.
try out its a kid was playing in his family's pigsty when he turned to his dad and said,
I've watched this one before, so I'm just gonna skip it. Nah, just joking. I'll let you guys watch it.
"Pigs has a crush on me." His dad didn't get it at first, so he asked more questions. And the kid explained that one pig kept staring at him. It followed him along the fence. And even if you're alone. So that pig didn't have a crush on him. It was figuring out how to eat him. The kid was playing in his family's
Okay.
pigsty. In this world, every person is born with their death date printed on their wrist. So everyone plans their whole life around it. One day, a boy named Kai was born with a blank wrist. The doctors argued for years. Half said he was immortal. Half said he was an error. Kai decided to believe the first one. And when you think you have forever, nothing matters today. He quit things the second they got hard. He never told anyone how he felt because because he could always do it later. He skipped dinner with his mom on a Tuesday because with forever, there's always another Tuesday. There wasn't. At 40 in a dream, he finally found the being who assigns the dates and demanded to know what a blank wrist meant. The being just looked at him and said, "It doesn't mean forever. It means we don't know. Could be 50 years. Could be tonight." Ty wasted his entire life because he assumed he had time. In that world, only one person had a blank wrist. In ours, every single person did. In this world, every person is born with their death date printed on their
Okay,
wrist.
so next one.
In this world, everyone waits at a bus stop. You're born on the bench. Nobody has ever seen the bus, but everyone knows it's coming. And when it comes, it takes you to the life you're supposed to have. So people wait. Your parents waited. Their parents waited. Some people sit on that bench for 60 years and die still watching the road. Behind the stop is the dark, and nobody goes there, because what if the bus comes while you're gone? Then one day you stand up and walk into the dark. 10 steps in, you find it. The bus was parked there. Engine warm. Every seat empty. But the driver's seat is empty too. Taped to the wheel is a note. Nobody is coming to drive this. It only moves if you move it. You sit down and finally understand what everyone has thrown their lives away on. The bus was never late. It was never lost. It was just waiting for you to stop being a passenger.
And become a driver.
You're born on... This is Mr. Smiles. At least that's what 5-year-old Leo called. In this world, no one...
Wait.
This is...
This one, I saw it like in another format. But since this video is for kids, I'm not showing it.
In this world, no one can lie. So when a man named Eli realized he could, he became the most powerful person alive. He told a bank his account held millions, and since no one could even imagine a lie, they believed him instantly. He told investors his company would change the world, and they handed him everything. He lied his way into mansions, into fame, into a wife who adored him. Nobody ever questioned him, because to question someone meant assuming they might lie. But late one night, staring out over his empire, he felt completely empty. So he did the thing that always worked. He looked in the mirror and said, "I'm happy. This is enough. I have everything." And for the first time in his life, it didn't work. That's when Eli understood the cruelest part of his gift. He could lie to the entire world, but the one person he could never fool was himself.
Yo guys, I'm
This
coming
world,
in
no one
1
can lie.
minute.
So when a man named
I'm
Eli
gonna-
realized you're going to die, so why are you spending your one life worried about what people think of you? Stop and picture this. You're sitting on a lump of rock, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, floating in the middle of 2 trillion galaxies. Now really let that land. And you're still worried about other people's opinions, stressing about failing? If tonight was your last night alive, would you still care about having the perfect job, being on time, all the meaningless stuff you obsess over every single day? Would any of it matter? How long would you wait before you actually started living? Whatever you do, don't waste it being miserable, because there is absolutely no point in being the richest, skinniest, or least wrinkled person in the cemetery. Going to die. So why are you spending your one life worried about what people think of you? Stop and picture this. You're sitting on a lump of rock, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, floating in the middle of 2 trillion galaxies. Now really let that land. And you're still worried about other people's opinions, stressing about failing? If tonight was your last night alive, would you still care about having the perfect job, being on time, all the meaningless stuff you obsess over every single day? Would any of it matter? How long would you wait before you actually started living? Whatever you do, don't waste it being miserable, because there is absolutely no point in being the richest,
I'm back.
or least wrinkled person in the cemetery.
Okay, let's.
A man lived a perfectly normal life until he noticed a glitch. A bird frozen completely still in midair. Over the next week, things got weirder. His neighbors repeated the exact same sentences, and dogs stared at him without blinking. Realizing he might be in a simulation, he stole a car and drove into the desert, determined to find the edge of the world. After 3 days, the desert just stopped, turning into a massive void. He fell to his knees and screamed at the sky, demanding to speak to his creator. The sky cracked open, revealing a gigantic computer monitor. Looking down at him through a webcam was a teenager. The team clicked a button, and a voice boomed from the heavens. Whoa, this AI game is crazy. The NPCs are actually getting self-aware. Anyway, time to uninstall this. Man lived a perfectly normal
Bruh.
life until he noticed a glitch. A man was selling his haunted mirror for $1, warning buyers it was cursed, and whoever owned it would suffer terrible luck. It went viral. Thousands bid on it out of pure curiosity.
Okay, guys.
A man lived a perfectly
So-
normal life until he noticed a glitch. A bird
So,
frozen still in midair.
I think this is based on a game.
Same sentences, and dogs
Let me just
stared at
go find the game. Let me just go. So it was an action game. Or just looking. It's based on this one game. So let me show all of you. I haven't played it, but yeah. I'm just looking for it after I find it. Let's just see. This is taking long. Let me just look and look. I'm just gonna. I don't know the game's name, but I know I've played it before. I'll just know when I see it. It's here. The game's name is Vector. But there's a Vector 2 that you can only get in PC, and that one is more similar. So thank you all for watching once again, and we are out.